Hello crafty friends, it's Jess from jesscrafts.com, and today I have a Halloween card featuring a non-Halloween set from Clearly Besotted. So there is a Halloween sentiment, and I picked that from a Lawn Fawn Halloween set, but the main images I'll be using are from All in Onesie by Clearly Besotted, and it's a birthday set kind of geared towards young kids, but because all of the kids are in costumes, I thought it would be perfect for Halloween as well, and I love a versatile set like that. So to get started, I picked 3 of the different critters. I have a dinosaur, a dog, and a bear, and I stamped them in an arrangement around the sentiment. Then I'm going to ground them with a little bit of distress inking at the bottom. I'm going to use my Distress Oxides in Carved Pumpkin and Black Soot, and when the Carved Pumpkin and Black Soot meet, they're going to create a sort of like greenish color, but I thought that was perfect for Halloween anyway. So normally they might, not be 2 colors I'd put next to each other because of that, but in this case it worked out really well. And I actually created 3 of this card, but of course I'm just going to be showing you 1 here on camera. So most of this video is going to be some of the Copic coloring that I did on the little characters. So stay tuned for the end for that, but I will kind of show you just the basics of the card if that's more what you're interested in. This card was part of a personal challenge that I've been doing over on Instagram, where I wanted to create 100 cards featuring Black characters. I have always tried to make sure that when I'm coloring characters, I'm coloring a variety of races, but I just don't color a lot of character stamps, a lot of stamps of people. So I just wanted to kind of stretch myself and learn a little bit more. So if you are interested in seeing more card ideas that feature Black characters, head on over to my Instagram and you'll see a variety there. So once I put the distress ink on the bottom, I kept it masked off because I wanted to add a bit of shimmer spray here. This is a really old Tattered Angels spray called Black Magic, and I love it, but it is not available anymore. I honestly don't even know if Tattered Angels is like around anymore. But it has this gold shimmer to it, really pretty. But use what you got. I think a plain old shimmer spray like the one that I like to use from Imagine Crafts. It's like a Sukaneko Imagine Crafts sparkle spray. There's plenty out there. Anyway, I also sprayed a piece of solid black paper with the spray so that I could add a little bit of shimmer behind them. I'm cutting them out with my cat Scrappiness distressed edge rectangles. And I did double stamp the Happy Halloween. So I kept the Happy Halloween and the critters all in my Misty. And after I did the ink blending, I stamped them again because I wanted that Halloween to be a little more prominent. Distress Oxide inks have a bit of a pigment ink to them. They're not just a pure pigment ink, but it does dull the stamping a little bit. So restamping it made that kind of pop a bit more. I'm going to layer this on an A2 size card. So I have a black mat and then a sparkle black mat that I achieved by spritzing that sheet. And then I'll be able to put my distressed rectangle on top of it. And that's the basic design. So now I will share my Copic coloring. And if you're not interested in that, totally cool. And I hope you enjoyed that Halloween card idea. All right, Copic coloring. I'm going to put my marker caps off to the side. I love to Copic color. I've been sharing a lot of my coloring over on Instagram, but coloring for the camera is really tricky for me because I like to be like right on top of it. Maybe I need to get my eyes checked, but I like to be really close to my images, and so it would always get in the way of the camera, etc., etc. Anyway, tips for Copic coloring. For this black skin tone, I am using E272523. I've experimented with a variety. Obviously, all Black people do not have the same color of skin. So there are going to be a number of brown combinations that work well. This is just the one that I chose for today. When I'm coloring a bunch of critters, not critters, sorry, I'm getting confused because they're in costumes. When I'm coloring a bunch of characters or critters, and I know I'm going to use the same color, I like to just kind of go through and I'll hit all the hands in this instance. Or if I were coloring critters, I'd go and get all the paws, something like that. Because those little things I tend to miss. And so if I color them all at once, I tend to do a little better job of not forgetting anything. Like I have to get all the little necks in this instance. So things like that. I start with my darkest color, and I try to put just a tiny bit of it at the edge, and then just a tiny bit of my second color, and make most of the image area my lightest color. I think that the deeper shadows make for a bit of a more interesting look to whatever you're coloring, particularly on things that are alive. Having that really deep shadow, that interest, just makes it more nuanced and interesting. So, I was always wanting to make everything so blended that I wound up bringing too much of my shadow colors in. And so it's something that I still have to really consciously think about and work on to not add too much of a shadow color. So I'm going to color the panda and the dinosaur on screen. The dog is the simplest one, and it's going to use the same color as the C's. But I wanted to show the panda because it's not a panda stamp. It's just a bear stamp. However, it's really easy to adapt a bear stamp into a panda stamp simply by the colors that you choose. And also you want to add the eyes in there. So that's kind of the really only thing I did to alter it. And now here I'm coloring the hair. I'm still using the C's. I'm using C9 and C5. And this stamp had a little bit of hair poking out, but the hair was very straight. Natural black hair is curly. And so throughout the challenge, where I was coloring a lot of black characters, I did have to alter a lot of the stamps to have natural curly hair. And so if you are looking for more detailed information about how to color curly hair, I will link you to 2 videos in the video description by Pocono Pam, and she talks about how to color afros and afro puffs on stamps, like how to alter them. In this case, it was super simple because it was just a tiny bit of hair. So I just kind of, instead of coloring the straight hair in, I just made little C's and little curling motions right over that hairline. And it was able to blend in really easily. If you have a more prominent hairstyle, it does take a little bit more work. But like I said, that video from Pocono Pam gives a lot more detail about how to achieve that look. The dinosaur and the puppy, you don't actually see any of the character's hair, which is what made it easy to make these characters any race or any gender, because obviously, the puppy doesn't look like anything, it's just a face. So you can kind of reinterpret it as you see fit. So that's one of the reasons I picked this set and this style of coloring, because I thought this card would be perfect for any child, because the characters don't look like a boy or a girl or anything like that. So when I donate this card, then when they're distributing it to the children, it will just work well for a whole variety of kiddos. I think you could probably, if you wanted to, mask off some things and turn this dinosaur into a shark as well. And that could be really fun, because you could use the spike at the top as fins, and then you could just kind of mask off the tail. Or sorry, not the tail, you want the tail. I don't know, I just think it would take some work, but I kept looking at it going, like, it kind of looks like a shark. Anyway, you wanted to know what I was doing with the coloring, I bet. Same things. Making those shadows deep, but very small. And I went with YG 999795. And then for these these lighter bits, like the scales, I decided to go in with a slightly lighter version of the same, so YG 93 and 91. And then the teeth, I did add a little bit of the C00, and that's because if you want something to look white, you actually want to add a little bit of color. Then I'll add a little bit of shadow under them just to ground them, and it's really just a scribble, like a really light scribble with a C marker. I don't really think too much about light source in the instance of something like this, because it isn't actually like a big elaborate scene. So hopefully some of that was helpful. That's it for my card today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're interested in more crafting tutorials, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I will leave you links to the products used in the video description below, as well as to that other video tutorial I mentioned from Pocono Pam, and to my Instagram if you want to check those out. Thanks so much. Bye.